It's the National Football League on EA Sports, with division rivals Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles under the lights on Thursday night.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him. And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. First down throwing for Hurts. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Deron Bland.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Hurts now from the gun. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Hurts throwing again. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now it looks like one of the Eagles is having some trouble out there and is in need of some assistance. New set of downs for him at the 38. On first down, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. caught by A.J. Brown. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Slot man in motion left. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Caught near the goal line. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Opening play, and Dak's going to throw. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Williams goes up and over for the touchdown. The Cowboys finish off their opening drive. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys start off well to tie things 7-7. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Finds a seam down the middle. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. This one finds Goddard. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he'll go down here at the 16.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They go to Barkley again. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. It's an option to the left side. Oh, he loses the football. And the Cowboys scoop it up. Space on the right. He's got room. 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it back. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys parlay the turnover into a lead. They come up with a stand in the red zone, Brock, and that defense, you could just tell, they were on a mission, not just to force that fumble, but to do even more damage on that turnover.
I think we can hear the coaches up here in the booth scoop and score. I think you can read the lips of the players on the sideline scoop and score. There was no thought to just fall on that one. It hit the deck, and everybody's eyes looked all the way down the field at the other end zone, and they worked in unison to set up a massive, massive scoop and score touchdown.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys break that tie and now lead by 7. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. This return starts at the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this out to the 33. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motion man left is Brown. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 41. Has a man, it's Brown. And he gets in, touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles tie things up at 14. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Turpin with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They go with Williams on the counter. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Has him on the quick hitter. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. And it's the Cowboys. Looking at 3rd and 4. Prescott set to pass. Has it downfield working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and 10, Prescott. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Dak out of the pistol. That throw finds Pickens. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Dak throwing again. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Another throw for Prescott. Ferguson there to bring it in. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. From the gun is Prescott. He brings it in. Touchdown, Dallas. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys break that tie and now lead by 7. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles and A.J. Brown getting set for another look on offense here. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hurts now from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But it looked like an Eagle flew in and was first to the football. They're retaining possession. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Back to throw it. Looking right, and he finds him.
Well, we have seen the value of a big physical tight end. Just like that. Those post routes downfield, so hard to defend. The great tight ends, the physical tight ends, it's almost as if they're posting up on the low block in basketball, and you can't get around them.
A final throw before the break. And the connection was there, but he couldn't hang on. It should have been a 1st down, but instead, it's going to be 4th. So we've arrived at halftime with the Cowboys enjoying a lead on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with a solid first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the Cowboy offense for the opening possession of the 3rd. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Dak off the play fake. Throw complete to Lamb. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Williams now on 1st and 10. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Zach Bond with the tackle.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Another run for Williams. And this run doesn't quite reach enemy territory. Tackled at midfield. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Pushing for the red zone. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys double their lead to 14. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 4. Taken in by Smith. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Deron Bland.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Option play. They give it to Barkley. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Lone man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. The game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. They'll run here following the penalty. Across the 45 and still going. And they'll finally get him at the 47-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. He's on the move. He can run it. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. So now here's 3rd and 5. From the pistol, Hurts. Still on it. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
Offense staying out there. Look at this. They're trying 4th and 9. On 4th down, Hurts. He lofts it deep left. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. First down, here's Dak. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again following the sack. Ferguson's got it. Complete. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at them. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here he is on third and long. It's caught. Ferguson. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
You get to that money down, that third down, you look to your money players, and this tight end is capable of it. Let's give some credit to the defense right there. Did an amazing job not only sticking to him, but bringing him down before he can move the chains.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this is the punt you want every time. It bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hurts. Barkley's got it. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Offense up to the line fast. Hurts throwing again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Was Devontae Smith the intended receiver? And now it's 3rd and short. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Offense in the hurry up here. On 1st down, Hurts. Throwing the out route complete. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
1st and 10 from the 41. Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, But it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
He's on the move. He's running with it. Oh, no, he lost control of another one. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the... And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles now within 1 score in the 4th. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. A big spot for the Eagles now as they go for 2. Setting up to pass. And this is going to be caught, getting aggressive as they trail in this game, and that takes them 2 points closer. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. Their lead's still more than a field goal. Brock, but obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Handoff for Williams, running left. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So, yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Cowboys are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.